So, we are going to talk about Presage. What a mission. What an amazing, amazing mission this was. I am so happy by how this went. This is Bungie at its best, and we're going to talk about it. Going through this mission is an interesting journey. As I have stated in the past, Bungie knows how to do their exotic missions well. Looking at the Whisper of the Worm mission, looking at the Outbreak Perfected mission, these are great pieces of content, and Presage is no different. If anything, I honestly think it's better. It sets such a standard for the rest of the content that Bungie has to be able to produce, and I do hope that they do produce it to this level, because when they do, it is amazing and you just can't get enough. So we're going to start off with the intro area, for lack of a better term. When I first saw this, and you can actually see my reaction on the VOD for it, but my god, was I blown away. The sheer amount of talent to create something amazing like this is phenomenal. Bungie has always hired the most amazing artists to create some of the most amazing landscapes in gaming history, in my opinion anyway. And they have hit the mark here. This beginning area is just fantastic, and I'll happily just sit there with some music going and I'll chill. I'm good. I'm happy with this. Absolutely fantastic. Doesn't give you the conventional way of getting through this first area as well. It really forces you to think, take a look around, and follow a more winding path. And again, it's something that Bungie does well, and I really like this. This is a great starting area for this mission. Once you can finally get into the Glykon, it's not what you would expect. You're presented with flickering lights and malfunctioning doors, these weird plants that seem to just grow out of nothing and have obviously got some kind of connection to the darkness. It really helps to give you an unsettling vibe and hits home the alien nature of it. It actually helps to really kind of set that atmosphere of Alien, the movie series, and others that are like that. It really does set that vibe, and I'm loving it. I'm here for this. It's great. It's one of those things that you wouldn't expect going to this to start with if you've got no prior experience, no prior knowledge. But then it just comes out of nowhere and hits you with all this atmosphere, and all you got to do is just push forward, keep going, see where it leads to next. It kind of evoked that sense of curiosity within me. I had to know what was around the next corner. I had to explore every nook and cranny to get the full picture of this place. And that's when you know you've done well. In just the first few areas where that kind of feeling hits home, then that is the sign of a job well done. Now this next part. Oh boy, was my nerd heart singing loudly and proudly. I love this trash compactor area. It's freaking amazing. You go down the trash chute, you land in the compactor, you fight off the screeds, you shoot out some vents to get the right fuses, and then you go straight down through a hole. Amazing. Brilliant. I love the reference. It's as on the nose as you could get. And for all of you other Star Wars fans out there, I'm sure you appreciate it as well. It is freaking amazing. I was not expecting this at all. I was going down the chute and I was like, I really hope that we end up in a trash compactor. That would make me really happy. Kind of thinking at the time, it's never going to happen. No way. Why would it? And then out of nowhere, bang. There it is. There's everything you could want. and you can just enjoy yourself. And I did. It was fun. Oh, man, I'm just singing this mission's praises over and over, and I do not mind at all. It's well deserved. It is very well deserved. So, after this, we launch into a bit of a pre-fight, I guess you could call it. And not too bad, not too bad. We haven't really had much in the way of enemy interaction up until this point, and serves as a kind of warm-up, almost, for the big mid-tier fight that's happening shortly after this. Not too bad, enemies weren't too stressful, and actually really did kind of serve as that warm-up for me. I'm not sure if it was entirely intentional, but I was like, hey, finally got some enemies, getting into the swing of things. All right, let's go on to the big fight. Let's do it. And yeah, you jump straight into the fight as soon as you get through this area. And this next fight was a little bit to handle, a little bit too much to handle at first. Not gonna lie, when going through the solo, but it's easy enough to understand the patterns of the enemies after a couple of minutes, and there's enough areas to go ahead and just dive behind for cover and things like that. So I would highly suggest, if anyone is considering doing this solo flawless, do it. Absolutely do it. Even a hunter can do this, and I'm a hunter main. I am a crappy hunter main player and have been since the beginning of D1, and I was able to solo this using Deadman's in my kinetic slot the whole time. Did not take it off because I set myself that extra challenge, and I was able to solo flawless this. It serves as a great first attempt for a solo flawless anything if you want to try getting into that kind of thing. It serves as a great starting point, training point for you, and I would very highly recommend it. Absolutely, 100%. And if you do need the additional assistance, there are guides, there are tips, tricks, strategies, and various different things like that. My recommendation, of course, if you don't want to tear your hair out, do not solo flawless anything on a hunter, because it's difficult. I died quite a few times. But in the end, I got the hang of it. And it just goes to show that if you don't give up, you'll get there eventually. So, yeah. So after you get through this area, you immediately go into another couple of doors and a bit of a jumping area, and then you are presented with the boss fight. Now this was fun. I didn't see the big screed that was teased. The big screed that was teased was not the boss. I was really disappointed with that, but it was still fun. It actually kind of felt like what the Hangman fight should have been back in Forsaken, but oh well. We got the fight we should have in this one, and it was a doozy. Not too hard. May have seemed so at first, but it wasn't too hard to kind of work out the attack patterns and have a bit of fun with it. The boss could certainly do a lot of damage to you, but wasn't as aggro-y as he could have been, which really, again, helped with the solo flawless attempts. So, again, recommend it. The tone of this boss fight was fantastic. The music built up to such a great point that it serves as that balance with the sound effects of the general area and the constant beat of the boss underneath. Well, take that as you will. But it was beautifully done. So getting through it was a bit of a challenge, again, at first. But we did. Me and my mate, who I ran through this for the first time. And once you're done, you go through another vent area and out into the bridge of the ship. And this looks fantastic. Immediately underneath, you see the gold from the Castellum, which is awesome. Nice little touch there. But this whole vines and growing area and just looks absolutely phenomenal. Gave me really big boss room vibes as well. I was half expecting this to be the final boss. The Guardian has been overtaken by all this vegetation and would then rise to attack us like the Iron Lords in the Thief Replication Chamber from Destiny 1. I was really, again, disappointed, but still fantastic and really, really hit home that whole aspect of the darkness is everywhere. It can overtake anyone or anything, and even a powerful Guardian with powerful weapons may not stand a chance. What a great tone setter. What a great tone setter for this season. The lore, fantastic. I cannot say one bad word about it. The lore for this entire episode was amazing. Because it was an episode. It was. It absolutely was. And I have to commend the writing staff. All the little tidbits you hear Osiris drop. All the little hints to various different things throughout the entire mission. So spot on, so perfectly placed. I said this at the beginning. This mission is Bungie at its best. This is what I would like to have the rest of Destiny be. Because imagine if it was. It can be this good. And this shows that. The game isn't dead. Not by a long shot. So, final thoughts on the game. On the mission. On the story. I really liked it, in case you didn't tell. It is fantastic. And I would very highly recommend anyone who hasn't played it to play it. I would highly recommend you go into it with no knowledge, or as little knowledge as possible. I'd even recommend chucking on some headphones, turning off the lights, going through it solo with the volume turned all the way up. It's gonna be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, that will be all from me. Don't forget, follow me on Twitch, Twitter. All the links, all the things will be down below. Of course, you don't have to do any of that as well. You could just decide to click off the video and that'd be fine. But I just appreciate that you've watched this to begin with. But anyway, I've been the Ice Warrior 209, and I'll catch you all next time.